to our mini studio for what we plan to do for the country relative to the elections 2025.
Sir, so mag-round down lang ako, sir.
Wala kasi 3 araw ko sunod-sunod na nagle-lecture and yeah, I need a vocal rest, but I'm shooting today. I'll be interviewing 3 senatoriables right now, today, right after this press conference.
Sir, mag-round down lang tayo, no? Mid-2023, we launched, launch and release Entrepreneur Revolution on television, and then Siglo ng Kalinga in cinemas. Late 2023, the productions, Dr. BALITA Productions, toured David Pomeranz around the Philippines on the concert stage. Ngayon naman, mid-2024, partnership with Direk Cathy Garcia, Sampana, dun sa Give Me a Break, musics and singers naman on concert stage. And now, you have 2 new projects. Balik radyo kayo with Positibong Balita, and then under RMN, and now, yung Plataporma together with the Manila Times. So sa lahat ng media platform, sakop nyo na, is this planned or nagkataon lang?
Well, it's available. It's an opportunity. I have always been a communicator, being an educator. And I was on radio for the past 20 years of my life through DZMM. And social media, we have sa Facebook now, I have now 1.4 million followers on Facebook. I have a silver button in YouTube. I have 3.5 million in TikTok. Sabi ko, sayang yung resources to be able to reach out. I write for the Manila Times every Friday. Plus, I have 200 branches with all very active social media engagements. And I think really the platform is social media. I have 15 million engagement in social media every week through my platform. Sabi ko, why don't I use this platform to educate the public about this upcoming elections? Kasi I am both a survivor and a victim of it. So being a survivor and a victim at the same time gives me a lot of insight into ano ba talagang dapat nating ipabot sa Pilipino. Excuse me. Para makapamili tayo ng tama. Maraming magagaling na kandidato, lahat naman qualified. Yung 66 are all qualified. The question is, sino bang pipiliin dapat ng Pilipino to complement yung 12 na nandun na? No? And I take this as a responsibility. I'm very glad that the Manila Times took this as as an opportunity to also have their content for their live streaming platform and in their app. Magkakaroon kasi ng Manila Times app. And other channels are also reaching out to us already. Kailan ayoko kasi siyang magbibigay sa akin ng restrictions on the questions I ask. Ayoko siyang ilagay sa platform na i-edit out yung ayaw nilang marinig doon sa platform nila. Because this is taped as live. Okay, it will be taped as live, very clear. It's clear to the candidates that this will be taped and whatever they say cannot be edited anymore. It's just cut and paste to the platform that we will use. I don't want to be restrained here. Of course, we will be responsible. And this will be an in-depth conversation about really what matters. Hindi to pa-cute show na pagtatanong ako sino ang crush mo, di ba? Or anong ginagawa mo pagka nagpapahinga, hindi ganon. Usapan tong platforma and programa. I'm very glad that the first guest that we will have on Friday is Dr. Clarita Carlos. We had a shooting already. Wow! Explosive. Kasi with 58 years rather, teaching, a political scientist siya at that, ang issue dito is, ano bang criteria mo sa pipiliin dapat nating senador? And by the way, we will include the party list because very powerful ngayon ang party list considering na there is a potentially 55 seats in Congress who will be, uupuan ng taong binoto lang ng 300,000. You just need 350,000 or around that number to be a congressman. I got 5 million votes and I'm not a senator. Can you imagine that? If I run for party list, we will be 3 seats there automatically. given that. So, in the spirit of our democracy, we want to understand better ano ba yung dynamics na yan. And Clarita Carlos gave us really, wow. Sabi ko sa inyo, panoorin nyo and you'll fall in love with her. Really, literally fall in love with her because of the love of country na meron siya sa puso niya as an educator and as a Filipino. Then nakapag-interview na ako ng isa pang kandidato. Today we'll interview 3. And while it's every Friday, we wrote to everyone. Sumulat kami sa lahat. Incumbent, mayaman, no? Mahirap, independent, may partido, wala. We all invited them. At marami nang nag-respond, yung nga lang schedule nila will have to be fixed. Like today, from now to evening, we will have a shoot. So, very excited. Some of the people who are popular are actually coming in. And, yeah. This is for the love of country. Wala akong ibang sponsor. Of course, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, Quezon City, where I am Chairman Emeritus, is co-presenting this kasi for the voters education program. And expect this to be viewed by young people, college students, young voters. Kasi by demographics, malaki sila. Kailangan magkaroon sila ng magandang dahilan para pumunta sa presinto at bumoto sa Mayo. When they make a command, pag nagising natin ang young voters at na-educate natin sila, they're so big that they can define the next set of leaders we will have in this country. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah. Master Innovator, according to Man Smith, is a very prestigious award given by no less than the father of Philippine marketing, Josiah Go. And the judges here were really, very discerning people. Pag sinabi mo kasi innovation, parang iisipin mo technology to, invention to, pero kasi ang innovation ko is social purpose, which is actually the differentiator of the future. Pag sinabi natin social purpose, maniwala kayo, munting review center ko, nakapagpatayo kami ng masjid sa Mindanao. It's a little mosque. Nag-adapt kami ng Philippine Eagle. At ako, pagyayabang ko sa inyo, isa kami sa unang nag-respond sa NAGA. Nag-post lang ako, in 10 hours, we raised 140,000 pesos. Nakapagpakain kami ng 1,000 tao sa NAGA, even if my people have to go to evacuation centers na ang dadaanan nila ay waist deep. Social purpose to us is pag automatic sa review center ko, pag automatic tribal indigenous ka, ay tamang yan, scholar ka. Person with disability, scholar ka. Solo parent, discounted ka. Mga ganon. Latin honors, scholar ka. Why are we doing that? Because we just felt so blessed and we want to be a blessing to others. Pero the blessing that I can offer is not anymore to run as a candidate. Kasi I have to tell you, the journey I had was so, the journey I had as a candidate for the Senate is both fulfilling, but somehow in the end is frustrating. Kasi if you look at the credentials, ako lang yung triple licensed professional na tumakbo. May doctoral degree ako, 2 pa. Plus, alam mo yun, yung ganong level of credentials. Tapos nakita nyo sa mga debate dati, ay hindi talaga ako matatalo. Pero in the end, alam mo naman, the frustration is, I gave it all. And then, sabi ko, siguro, I don't belong there. I just want to do what I do best, which is educating people, which is advocating for change. And that's why I'm here.
Sir, nabanggit yung pagtakbo, no? May kinalaman ba itong programa na to dun sa pagtakbo niya bilang senador?
Ang dami kong inalam ng tatakbo ko eh. Hindi nyo lang alam, gabi-gabi noon may briefing ako sa iba-ibang experts. Because I really wanted to understand. Pero gusto ko masiguro na yung paghahandang ginawa ko ay makikita natin doon sa mga tumatakbo. In the sense na naiintindihan ba nila yung totoong problema ng Pilipinas. Yun eh. Gusto ko itanong yun at gusto ko ibandera sa publiko yun. Ito ba yung iboboto nyo? Alam ba niyang sagutin ng mga tanong na dapat tinatanong para sa isang senador. Ang puntos dito, ikaw ba senador para magbigay lang ng ayuda? Ikaw ba senador para mag-imbestiga lang? Huwag natin kakalimutan. Ang in-emphasize na ni Dr. Claire is the treaties, you know, the international relations of this country is co-authored by the Senate. Masyadong malaking picture yon, masyadong maraming, ano yun, masyadong maraming implications sa buhay ni Juan de la Cruz. And we have to really look into what's between the two ears of these candidates and find out if they can really lead this country to the future that I want and we want for our children and the young people who are in command in terms of demographic variables for now. Yeah.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. John Bueno from Kumakaw.com. I'm a blogger. First off, I'd like to go back to your earlier answer about the frustrations that you're getting regarding losing the Senate run that you did. Can I ask, do you think that much of the election that we are doing is more so of a popularity contest rather than an ethical one?
Dalawa, popularity and capability to spend money. Popular is an advantage already. But being able to go out there, give t-shirts, you know, or even, you know, buy billboards, buy advertisements, very expensive advertisements, and some buy people. Buy people means hindi naman buy votes. I don't wanna be quoted on that, but buy people. People who will endorse you. People who will tell people that you should be voted upon. So, resources. Sa labanan, on the ground, talo na yung credentials mo kung hindi ka sikat. Kahit pang ganda ng plataporma mo. Talo yung galing mo, at kakayanan mo ng TV ads na makikita ng millions in 30 seconds, which a lot of candidates cannot afford. And the big billboards that you can see around, and the tarpaulins na halos lahat ng puno sa Pilipinas sinabitan na. Yun yung tatalo sa mga kandidato. And that's why yung munting tinig namin in social media, natin, in the social media especially, could actually be the game changer. Maraming magagaling na kailangan lang nilang makilala. So tutulong tayo. Para mag-level man lang yung playing field. At the end of the day, I'll tell you, I will not endorse a candidate. I will not come out there and say, this is my list. Even if I know that my 5 million voters will probably vote for those people I will endorse. But I'm not getting there. I'll just be a platform for people to be discerning about it. Yeah.
Aside from that, sir, what stops you from doing or running from Congress instead, since you mentioned that 5 million is significant enough to actually put 3 seats in Congress?
It's probably a matter of time, but not this time.
Okay.
I am not closing my doors to the future. But this election is going to be more of a rehearsal to what Filipinos have learned about the choices that they made, at least in the post-pandemic elections. And I can see lists of people na maganda yung options. So I want to be part of the preparation of that show where the Filipinos will be prepared to really choose well. I don't want to be part of the choices because if I am, then all I can say is about myself. This time I will tell the people about who are running and how should you choose. In that way, I'll be a teacher who will not be in front as a sage on the stage, but I will be a guide by the side. I want to be the teacher that I am as a facilitator of decisions of choices. And I think this is what I can do best for now. And mabigat ang laban na. Frankly, tingnan mo listahan. Marami dyan di pa patalo. At kilala nyo na sila. Pero that would mean we have to challenge. I'm not saying they don't deserve to win. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be a candidate. It's their right. But I'm just saying that let's all listen to them and make a decision. You know, critical thinking is, which I teach, which I mastered, is suspending your judgment until you have seen all the evidences so that you can choose the best one. In the case of the Senate, the best ones. But for now, the message is, let's all suspend judgment. Get the evidences. What can they do? What are they willing to do? What have they done as a proof of what they can actually do? And then that's when we sit down and be objective about making the right choices.
Aside from that, sir, currently I'm monitoring the U.S.
Election, as it happens now.
One of the demographics that really is, which surprises me, is like the uneducated white people. There's a certain demographic for that. Do you think there are uneducated Filipinos?
We have to define education because there are many who are schooled but not intelligent enough to make decisions. So I don't want to judge those who did not finish college or did not go to high school as people who cannot make decisions. Kasi may mga PhD pa nga hindi marunong mag-decision eh. To be honest. May mga license holders hindi marunong mag-decision. So ang sa akin, pero may mga quote-unquote uneducated who can make good decisions because they understand their own dynamics. Di sila nabili. Di sila nabayaran. So yun ang gusto natin hanapin. Pero nga, alam mo, may magandang lesson din si Dr. Clarita na bata pa yung demokrasya natin. Yung ibang bansa nga daw, nag-civil war pa para maayos yung bansa nila eh. So sa atin, we want to give that democracy a chance through the right pathway of public education and getting to know our choices so that we can actually choose better.
Are you also going to be doing like a discussion on the format that the elections that we have? Because in the US we have like two-party systems, and in the Philippines it's relatively like a lot.
If it is part of their platform, sa akin kasi dito, latag mo yung plataforma mo, pag-usapan natin. May pakinabang ba kami dyan sa sinasabi mo? Pero may challenge dito because I'm a scientist, I'm a researcher. I want data. Kaya mag-segment kami na data po sa amin. Huwag mo kong bulahin. Kasi pag sinabi mo sa akin na edukasyon, baka tanungin kita ng anong alam mo, nabasa mo ba ang PISA findings ng Philippines? Nabasa mo ba ang Miss Education book ng EDCOM 2? Pag sinabi mong agriculture, baka tanungin kita ano bang average age ng farmers? Magkano ba ang cost of production ng 1 kilo of rice? I mean, I want intelligent people to prove that they're intelligent enough to eat. And they cannot just talk from opinion. Because in the world of science, opinion doesn't count. We want data. And that's the difference of this show. Sabi ng misis ko, pag napanood yung first episode namin ni Clarita, sabi niya, may gusto pa kayo mag-guest sa inyo. Kasi sabi niya, hindi kaya mabalatan sila ng buhay sa harapan mo. Especially when Dr. Clarita Carlos is here with me. Sabi ko then, that's their choice. But I will tell the world, I'll tell the entire country, in my ways, that I have invited all of them. So if they come here, then they may have not only the balls, but they may have what it takes to be facing the Filipino public. And I would like to ask those questions that matter. Kaya meron kami ditong Pilipinas. Pilipinoy. Pilipinoy. We ask questions from Pinoy. Pinili randomization. Like we have 1,000 questions generated from social media and many platforms. And then randomly we choose questions from there and ask it to them.
Alright. Will you obviously, since your data is, since the show is data driven, will you also be doing polls afterwards? Is that?
Yeah, but polls will not be reliable sample, especially that we are not in the mainstream platform. But certainly it will come later. There will be evolution of the program, as we face closer, as we get closer to the election time. And gusto niyo ba panood yung teaser of the first? Maybe we can play it.
Yeah.
Lando, can we?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very much. I appreciate beautiful questions as usual.